that's not my point. There's a lot of other going on that players are like, this ain't where I want to be.
Over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some new shit going on around there.
It's a lot. So you have players that are very significant on this Indiana Fever team that are like, I don't
want to be here.
This is where I want to be.
Yeah. Now listen,
there's a lot of
play more.
What kind of things you?
I'm not in the locker room.
Something odd is happening with the Indiana Fever, and it's not getting the attention it deserves. Even though they're one of the most exciting and fast-growing teams in the WNBA, the Fever are having a tough time landing top free agents. Is it just bad luck, or is there something more at play? Are other teams or players deliberately steering clear of Indiana to keep them from becoming a dominant force? Could the league itself be quietly holding them back? This isn't just another typical off-season challenge, it might be something much bigger. Stick with us as we dig into what could be a hidden problem for the Indiana Fever and why this might be the biggest story of the WNBA offseason. Don't forget to like. Let's talk about something that's been flying under the radar. What's really going on with the Indiana Fever? If you've been following the WNBA offseason, it's starting to look like there's more to the story than meets the eye.
What's up, everybody? Kelsey Mitchell here, and I'm a Fever girl again. So, to my fans, to the basketball world, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be back. Indy's been good to me, and hopefully I can pour in and give the same. So, here's a bit of Fever girl.
Each year, teams enter free agency aiming to boost their rosters and position themselves for a playoff push. But when it comes to Indiana, all we've seen is frustration, letdowns, and a lack of action. This isn't just bad luck or minor slip-ups by the front office. It's starting to feel like there's a targeted effort to stop Indiana from getting any.
She didn't mince words about how she believes the Fever handled Kelsey Mitchell. Personally, here's where I think the Fever didn't do a good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent.
It's one thing to stir the pot, but it's another to do it without any facts, something Sheryl Swoopes has been doing lately with Caitlin Clark, Kelsey Mitchell, and the Indiana Fever. First, she suggested there was drama in the Fever locker room, implying players were eager to leave. Then, she questioned Caitlin Clark's achievements. But Kelsey Mitchell quickly set the record straight, not with words, but with action. She didn't just re-sign with.
Here's where I think they did do a very good job, and that was with Kelsey Mitchell, who's an unrestricted free agent, because Kelsey Mitchell had a hell of a season this season, and I don't think she got the credit that she deserved.
Kelsey Mitchell isn't just a great player, she's been the heart and soul of the Fever. She had plenty of options, especially with how free agency was shaping up, but she chose to stay. Not because she had to, but because she wanted to. And by doing that, she completely shut down all the rumors Sheryl Swoopes tried to spread. Sheryl Swoopes appeared on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, acting like she had insider info, making claims like there's a lot going on over there and key players don't want to be there. Really? Because one of the most important players just committed her future to the team. Next Voice 3. Let's clear things up. If the Fever locker room was really in the chaos Swoopes suggested, why would Kelsey Mitchell re-sign for multiple years? Why would she commit to a supermax deal worth nearly $200,000 a year if she wasn't happy? Players who are unhappy don't lock themselves into long-term contracts, they explore other options. Mitchell had that chance, but she chose to stay with Indiana. Sheryl Swoopes recently made some bold claims about the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, and Kelsey Mitchell, stirring up drama where there wasn't any. She suggested the Fever locker room was in chaos, claiming players were ready to leave. She even tried to downplay Caitlin Clark's success by falsely saying she had an unfair advantage in college for playing 5 years, when in fact, she only played 4. Even if Clark had played 5 years, her record-breaking career speaks for itself, shattering records and changing the game for everyone. Swoopes also questioned Clark's impact in the WNBA, but how can Clark be struggling when she's the first rookie in nearly 20 years to make the All-WNBA first team? She set 62 records in her rookie year, leading all rookies in points, assists, and impact. If that's considered struggling, then every player in the league should be hoping for a bad year. This whole situation comes down to old-school players struggling to embrace the new era of women's basketball. When a new player like Clark gets attention, instead of celebrating her success, some former players feel threatened, thinking her achievements diminish their own. But it's not true. Sheryl Swoopes is a legend in her own right, and no one can take that away from her. But what she's doing now, tearing down a young player, isn't a good look. So, what's really going on here? It's not just about Caitlin Clark. It's about the shift in power within women's basketball. For years, the WNBA had stars, but it struggled to gain mainstream attention. Now, with Clark leading the charge, things are changing. The league is seeing record viewership, merchandise sales are up 500%, and attendance is skyrocketing. And this isn't just good for Clark, it's good for everyone. Even players who may not be fans of Clark are benefiting from the attention she's bringing to the game. The Fever,